people, we are finally here for the playoffs of Season 6 of BHDL, and I'm not alone. I am joined by my fellow commissioner and a special guest as well. Introduce yourselves.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy Brandon P. I'm just happy to be here, as per usual.
And what's good, everybody? It's Pokemaster 88, and we are here to do the quarterfinals preview. I am very excited. This is my 6th season here, so let's hop right into it.
Absolutely. We've got all 8 coaches with their logos and their kill leaders here on the front. And let's throw it to Brandon to kind of just give us a breakdown of the season overall and the standings and what got us here.
So this season has been a very, let's just put it like this. The guys who are at the top, and by the top, I mean like the top 3, like they've had a very straightforward season. Pokemaster 88, Lazyboi, Cody, they just been, for the most part, just beating everybody they played. Like these massive differentials and stuff. But that's not to take anything away from Abomination and Kingbura. They've also had pretty good seasons. Like these guys have just been killing it with these they have pretty good differentials, and like for the most part, when they win, they're just going to keep on winning. And then we've also had other coaches who've had to more or less crawl their ways into playoffs, like DrVr, Zeus, Anastasia. Like they had to really crawl. In particular, and I'm gonna just say this. I know I'm gonna sound biased, but I'm just keeping it real. The one that impressed me the most was DrVr, because I remember at one point in time he was I don't think he was ever 16th in the league, but I do know at one point he was 14th or 15th.
It looks like at one point he was 1-5 or 1-4.
And he had to really crawl his way to playoffs, dude. Because these last, as we can see, the last 4 weeks, he's just been win. Because I know it meant a lot to him to make it to playoffs, and I'm really proud of him in particular. But I'm also proud of the newcomer Zeus, because I know for some people joining a new league and fighting really, especially a league like this, it could be making playoffs can be a very daunting task. But he got on his Lux Ray, and they said, all right, F it, we ball. Let's just, do what we need to do. And I'm also pretty proud of Anna as well. Because I know, during the beginning of the season, she was kind of on fire. Now, she did slightly take a fall towards the end of the season, but at the same time, we saw her do the exact same thing in her championship run. Because I remember back in season 3, she started off kind of hot and then kind of died off towards the end. But she ended up winning the whole goddamn thing. So, maybe this is just a sign where history is going to repeat itself. You never know.
Yeah, she was the dark force.
Exactly. And I know there's a lot of other coaches who wish they could have been here, me, Arcaniner, Stefan. We got really close. It just didn't work out for us.
I mean, I gotta give a shout out to you, Brandon. Even though your win-loss ratio is negative, you still had a positive differential. I mean, that's very rare that you would see that.
And that's exactly what Brandon's differential was crazy compared to the 8th and 7th seed with the -1 and -2. Brandon was definitely a favorite to get in.
But literally just one game away. But regardless of that, though, I am also very happy with the bottom seeded coaches, for example, H.I.M, Danger Dave, Portable. Despite how their seasons went, they always kept a positive attitude and they always stayed engaged. And to me, that really just stands out, because a lot of people can't do that. Because some people, they'll get into a drought and it's the way they respond, the way they interact with people, it'll show. But to me, those guys, you can never tell by their attitudes they were having bad seasons. Which I really appreciate them for staying positive at all times.
And speaking of affordable,
go ahead, Pokemaster.
What are we cooking? I played him in
He's
week
cooking.
8, and some of those sets are just outside the box, that Mana Buzz, was insane and wasn't even the right ability on Clodsire. I think he actually could have won. So props to Fornable. Like, he's definitely better than his record shows.
And I want to say this is his first draft as well, so I could see him coming back. Like, maybe not. Okay, I feel like with like over the next like 1 or 2, maybe 3 seasons, if he keeps coming back, I could see him like really like basically becoming potentially a playoff contender in the future. But in a league like this, when it's your first draft league, even I have to admit it's kind of tough. But I still feel like he gave a pretty good performance overall, though.
His matches were some of the most entertaining every week.
Because you literally never knew what you were gonna get. Yeah, the dude's in last place, but the sets he brings, you could tell he'd be putting some thought behind the sets. He brought some crazy things because Brandon was, I don't know if that was a Scarf Torterra, I can't remember, but he was just like landing and creating stone edges.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I just want to say that I appreciate Fornable for going all the way, playing all their games, because I mean we've had some times where some coaches will be at that position and they'll just like forfeit the last 2 weeks, but he stuck it out, and I mean he didn't. It's not like he just didn't try. I mean he still came in with his heat sets, and so you know what, we see you, Fornable. We appreciate it.
Yeah, we definitely see you, Fornable. Yeah, and then it was overall good season. B-Nard, H.I.M, Adam, they had their struggles, but that's just draft in Pokemon. You have one bad season, doesn't mean you can't come back next season and do better.
Yep.
But one thing I will say about these standings, though, I like how in the I remember when we did the power ranking, I said this in the power rankings. I said that the coach I had, these weren't my exact words, but I did more or less say the coach I had the highest expectations for was Pokemaster with his California Trailblazers, because I've played this dude like, I'm not even going to try to count how many times we've played. Just know it's been a lot of times. Definitely over 100 times. I can guarantee y'all that. At a bare minimum, it's over 100. And I've always known from playing him that low tiers are kind of his thing. And to see him at the top of the board, the only coach with an 8-1 record, and arguably, the one time he lost is a game that, some would say he should have won. It just, certain RNG things weren't in his favor. But I'm still really impressed because, one, I like it when I'm right about stuff. I just like most people. And yeah, just seeing my friend go 8-1, yeah, bro, keep climbing, keep grinding. That's all that's what I can say.
Yeah, and this season,
I don't know, man. I've had a great time this season, and I knew I was gonna do well, but I didn't know I was gonna do that well. I thought Alteri was an interesting tier type. I didn't know she was gonna be this consistent for me. She doesn't hit the hardest, but she does have a lot of cool little niche moves that could help in certain situations. So, and me, I wasn't gonna go without my baby girl Tinkerton. So, yeah, man, I just had a really overall great time, and I'm very proud. And like I say, even though I did finish in first place, the job isn't done. We still got 3 more games, 3 very big games to try and go out and win, because hopefully I can be this season's BHDL champ. Hopefully,
hey,
you know what I mean? We'll see.
You've got some big contenders. Because I don't think that Lazyboi has been in the playoffs for the BHDL, right? Not up to this point. This is his first playoffs. And then Cody, big comeback story compared to last season. Where he was last season to this season is big, and of course, same with DrVr. And then the newcomer Zeus. I mean, there's a lot of fresh blood into these playoffs, so it's going to be very exciting to see some stuff we've never seen before.
I like to think of Cody and Lazy as actually, we can call Cody, Lazy, and DrVr the rising stars of BHDL.
The rising stars, absolutely. And with that, we can get into the leaderboard, my friend Pokemaster. Why don't you just kind of break down because this kill leaderboard, I feel like has been just because this Luxray has become even more like contested than even in past seasons.
And the way I look at Luxray has completely changed. I had to fight this demon in the quarterfinals on Sunday, and it's not gonna be easy because yeah, that I remember I was ahead against Zeus, and I let that Luxray get out of hand. It came in and it just started. It cleaned out 4 of my Pokemon. I had a 4-1 lead. I don't know what happened to my Pokemon. And then Arcaniner, I don't know what you've been feeding this Noivern, but 17 kills is 1 short behind that Luxray is really, really impressive. Yeah, I'm not surprised that that Luxray and Noivern are so high because Zeus was on a mission. He did say he was going to try and beat Lanala's kill record. It might be possible he still could possibly do it. Noivern, you know, you just slap a specs on it and it's good to go. And then you got Toro's Blaze. 7 games, 12 kills is really, really impressive. Like I think H.I.M did a phenomenal job of piloting this powerhouse. He was very close to getting into playoffs with it, but it been very, very cool. And Brandon and Scaladurge, that was actually a very fire combination. I thought Brandon and Scaladurge would be really, really hard to beat this season, you know, because Brandon does love his fire types. And I thought Scaladurge would really fit his playstyle, kind of bulky, kind of hard hitting.
It's kind of crazy that, like, when you look at the top 5 of these kill leaders, 3 of these mons are not even in playoffs right now. I just thought about that. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, I know. That's why I wanted to bring up too, is that like a lot of the other teams, it seems like their kills are much more widely distributed. Like Luxray is the exception.
Oh yeah, Luxray, he just puts the team on his back.
He put all the he's carrying the team.
Just call and he'll make it happen for you. You know what I mean? And like Al said, there 2 people got Luxray. I got Luxray for sure, and there was somebody else. Was it
I know
Adam?
B-Nard got Luxray. Aprater got Luxray.
I got Luxray.
What happened a few times this season? So this thing made an example out of 4 different coaches.
Well, I didn't realize until now that Pokemaster actually has 2 mons in the top. I just realized that.
Yeah,
I didn't know Claude was. Wait, when did Claude get up here? What the heck?
10 kills for Claude, Pokemaster. How did you do that?
I will attribute those to Hazard.
Hey, a man after my own heart. Let's go, Claude Sire. Classic.
Claude is Mr. Consistency. You know, he does a handful of good things really well, and no matter what his role on the team, he'll give you that and just a little bit more. So I was very impressed with Cloudzyre. Zoroark only having 1 death this season, which
and
was
only
week 9.
Recently happened.
Stefan was the first one to kill it all season long. So congrats to Stefan, because I was really trying to go the whole season without it getting killed. But yeah, man.
And you've been cooking with this thing too, because that, like, for example, that flame, B-Nard put it best.
Genius.
B-Nard put it best. The level of commitment you put into running a Flame Orb Zoroark, it's like, bro, even I wouldn't, like, I do mocks with Pokemaster. Even that caught me off guard. I'm sitting here like, oh, this is definitely the Heracross. I can hit this. And then when I get freaking Psychic with Wheezing, I'm sitting here like, hold up. This is not a Zoroark. Because, this is not a Heracross. But last I checked, Heracross does not learn Psychic. I cannot even... You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, The commitment was crazy.
And, when I found out this thing got Psychic, I was like, well, we can just bait out the Wheezing, because I've been chilling reception into Heracross all season long. It's been what I've been doing. So, instead of going Heracross, let's go Zoroark. And you just never know, you know? And I'm glad I only had one shot to get the set to work. And the one time I brought it in, it worked. And the rest of the match, every time it came in, you just knew it was fucking, it was burned.
And then something else I do have to acknowledge about that matchup, because we've learned this during mocks too. It also helped that he wasn't neutralizing gas, because something me and Pokemaster found out, if you switch Weezing neutralizing gas into Zoroark, it'll actually undisguise itself.
Which is crazy.
Really? I didn't know that. I thought it would just, if you switch Zoroark in on it, then it wouldn't be illusion. Wow.
Yeah, so if you switch Weezing in on Zoroark, it automatically exposes Zoroark, which is an amazing tech. And that's what I thought I was gonna see was a neutralizing gas, because it does neutralize guts, it neutralizes the what do you call that? The illusion.
Yeah, it neutralizes it just does away with it. The scope of that ability is just ridiculous. Let's just put it like that.
Yeah.
I was shocked. I was definitely shocked. Weezing is very impressive that it can just expose Zoroark for who he is.
Yeah. And we take a look at some of these other mons. I mean, it's all these mons with 10 kills. Duraludon, Claude, Piedmont, Surledge. I mean, Duraludon, super bulky with a Violite, and it can just drop Dracos and get kills. The Piedmont's been putting in work with this Iron Fist Mach Punch, man. I'm telling you, because not many mons have priority in this tier. At least not many compared as we're used to. So this thing's been putting in work with that too.
I think Al's done an incredible job of piloting Duraludon. You know, it's a fake fire resist, but you know, it's really bulky with an Eviolite, and like I think it has 120 special attack. I could be wrong, but I think it's incredibly hard. Yeah, it's amazing. It's rocks and Dragon Tail. It's a pretty cool Pokemon.
And then one thing going in Piedmont's favor, because of the format we're in, Piedmont has a really good speed tier as well.
Oh yeah, like
so between double shot, close combat, and Mach Punch, like there's not a lot of things on the board except for like Claude's Iron, who actually want to switch into that reliably.
Yeah, man. Like Piedmont, like there's how many mons with 10 kills? We got five Pokemon with 10 kills. It's very impressive.
Because Aprater in this Ceruledge, even though he wasn't able to make playoffs, him and Ceruledge, whenever Ceruledge shows up, it typically is about to catch at least one or two bodies, but at the same time, that's kind of what you expect Ceruledge to do, though. Like that's kind of what he's known for. Like, oh, I'm just come in and just kill a thing or two, and then hey, I might die.
Especially if he's got webs backing him up.
Listen, one thing I know about Ceruledge, if there's a Ceruledge, there's a way.
But I think the one that surprises me the most is Florges, though, because you expect Florges to be like this supportive mon that, you know, passes wishes, stalls out the special attackers, because if I'm not mistaken, she has like base 154 SpDef. And for her to be in like the top 10, honestly, I did not think she was going to be in the top 10 after week 9. But the fact that she's been here is like kind of crazy.
She was number 1. She like the whole season she's just steadily dropped, but she hang on. 66% of those kills came from week 1,
which is kind of crazy.
And like, it's funny because we know Florges' best set is the Calm Mind set, and you know it's coming. It's very hard to stop. It's just very hard to stop. Like you know, run max defense, Calm Mind. It's just very hard to beat.
I mean, yeah, people forget. You know, my first ever battle in the BHDL, I almost got Florges versus the best.
Pokemon.
Especially on the particular team that it's on too, because we're gonna get more into that later. But Florges is just so perfect on the team that it's on for like defensive reasons, and then it just because it's just one of those mons. Like once you lose, like once all the physical attackers are dead, you're probably gonna lose to Florges. And then there's something else on this particular team where it's like, well, once all the special attackers are dead, You're not beating this one Mon, but hey, we'll get into that later though.
It's not like other fairy types, you know. It's not like how Creamy or Comfy, where they have like, you know, mid special attacks. This thing has 112 special attacks, so one calm million boost is like all it usually needs, and it's already hitting stuff extremely hard.
First of all, sir, Alcremie has base 125 special attack.
No way.
Alcremie has 125.
Yes, I have to advocate for my girl. Like she's one. Either she. Well, let me. Well, it's. I know it's over 100. It's over 100. It's either.
Oh wait,
it's
so you're not even sure?
Oh wait,
we gotta go fact check this.
It's either 125 or it's 110. But regardless, it's like it's up there.
110
up
seems
there.
more reasonable. If it was 125, I feel like I'd have been using Alcremie a lot more.
Let me double check. Actually, okay, I got it mixed up. She has 110 special attack, but 121 spit
Yeah,
I was probably thinking of spit out.
Yeah, the Spadef.
Yeah.
She's not that far behind Florida.
I mean, it's not bad. 110.
Because Florida's only 112.
I might have to use Alcremie myself. I mean, 110's respectable.
I mean, you might as well. You can't, because one thing about Alcremie, you can't encore or disable her. So hey, if she starts setting up,
No, tell her Alcremie. Wait, she could tear this season, right? She probably could.
No, absolutely.
No.
Oh, she couldn't.
No, we do not want to tear Alcremie. I think this season also shows we don't want to tear a Luxray.
Listen, Luxray is banned from Terra for all seasons.
But I will say, I feel like Luxray is one of those mons, though. It really depends on the person using it and how much you actually believe in this mon to apply pressure. I feel like Zeus has just been so committed to Luxray. That is why it was able to do what it did this season. I feel like if you give this mon to anyone else, if the commitment is not there, it'll show. That's what I feel about Luxray.
Well, listen, here's what I'll say, because, I mean, he's always pretty much used just the same, like, Flame Orb, Guts, Agility set. I can't remember if we brought Intimidate one week or not, but, I mean, if you think about it, it's almost kind of like, because it gets the Flame Orb activated and the Agility on the same time. It's almost like a mini Geomancy, because you're +2 speed, and with Guts plus Terra Normal, that's like 2.25. I mean, it's effectively like a little Geomancy Xerneas, like +2/+2. Nothing can stop that unless you have priority.
And even if he does bring that set all the time, it's, you know, I'm gonna quote B-Nard for a moment, because he says it's in, you know, certain matchups. You know what's coming, but what can you do about it?
Yeah, he's quoting me when he says that.
A lot of times,
I'm the one that started that. But yes, I agree.
I mean, Agility, Terra Normal Facade, man, it's just incredible, because there's not many Pokemon that can just take that. Like, it's almost one-shotting everything. You know, if you don't have like a Weezing or a Registeel or some that can, like, you know, take that hit, most things are just dying, especially in the mid to late game.
And you know it's ridiculous when even Steel types are getting two-shotted by Facade. Like, aren't you supposed to resist it? Like,
did you see what it did to my Ninkatan? That just blew her away.
Yeah. It's crazy. Alright, with that though, let's get to what everybody really came here for, which is the actual breakdown for who is playing who in the playoffs. So, of course, Pokemaster was #1 overall seed, so they got to pick first. Then Lazyboi, then Cody, then Al. He didn't really get to pick, he just kind of got the leftovers. But we can see that Pokemaster is playing Zeus, and they are on the same side as Al and DrVr. And then Lazyboi is playing Kingbura, who is on the same side as Cody and Anna. So, what do we think about these matchups here? Just like, just from the player's perspective.
Well, I do like how, for one, we have... So on one side of the bracket, we have basically rematches.
They're all
Lazy
rematches.
Versus, they
Every
wait,
single
DrVr,
one.
Wait, Al and DrVr played during the season?
Yes.
Oh, I did not know that.
It's crazy.
I thought it was a fresh matchup.
Don't let Al know you forgot about the jump.
In fact, I think that was week 1.
Oh, see, that's why. See, listen,
it's so far away. It's been so long.
2.5 months, man.
Yeah,
But
man.
I do think it's interesting though that you could potentially have rematches even in the semis because if Pokemaster beats Zeus and then DrVr beats Al, that's a rematch. If Lazy wins his game and then Cody wins his game, that's a rematch. But I do think these are definitely very interesting matchups because, especially Pokemasters, because most people, if you have the first pick and it's completely in your hand, like the ball is in your court, right? Most people aren't going to pick someone that won against them. So I do respect Pokemaster being like, all right, this is the only guy I lost to. Let's run it back and see if I can fix what he calls a blemish on his. Well, he said a blemish
I
on
mean,
his
if you look
report
back
card,
and look
but
at that game, I would definitely want to do over on that match too.
You know, because every time I look at the standings and I look at my almost perfect season, it's just that red mark. I'm like, it's just you ruined it.
Luxray ruined it for you, bro.
You ruined it. You know what I mean? I could have had all green, but nah.
Nah.
and I think for the most part, all these matches are like coaches that the other person wanted to play anyway. Because I know, for example, in Anna's situation, she did want to play. She did want to play Cody again. And I
Yeah,
know
she did.
Lazy wanted to play Burr. Like he actually wanted to. Well, of course, wanted to play Burr. He picked Burr, but I'm not sure if Al actually wanted DrVr, but knowing him, he probably doesn't mind anyway because it is Al. He welcomes any challenge to his at the basketball tanks. He welcomes any challenge that comes their way.
No, I thought Lazy's team I thought Lazy did a good job of picking Kingbura. I thought he did a good job the first time. I thought Lazy's team does look strong. Hopefully, Kingbura can come out and find a way to plug up some of those. I won't call them weaknesses, but we'll call them surprises because there's some surprises in that first matchup that Lazy had pulled. I was like, okay, that was cool. That was cool. Like he had an interesting, was it Houndstone set? That was pretty interesting. And then Meowstic was interesting. So we'll see how Kingbura gets over the laziest of boys.
And something I do also find interesting is I remember when Cody first played Anna, the reason we didn't see the game, so I can't necessarily say it's the reason he won. Like either it was a result of the circumstances or this is just like the plan that he had at the time. But I remember back then when he won because of Go-Goat getting like
Yeah,
3
I
kills,
saw
4
that. 3
kills,
kills. It was crazy. He doesn't even have Go-Goat anymore.
which is crazy. And I think it's even crazy when you consider it's like, dang, this thing got 3 kills and then just gets freaking, oh yeah, your contract is terminated. See you later. Like that, you don't see that too often. But I do feel like him making the changes he made did make his team stronger, though. So I understand why. Because I remember in the beginning he had like a weakness to fire, and as we know, fire is arguably one of the best offensive types. So to be weak to that in particular is kind of it's a draft no-no. So I do understand the decision, but things will be interesting now because it's like you don't even have the go-go anymore. So he has to come up with a whole new way to win. But I feel like that kind of goes in his favor a little bit because I know from experience that people tend to want to, okay, this is what they brought the first time. What countermeasures can I have to it now? But since the go-go is what won, it's like, okay, now Anna doesn't really know what to expect. But at the same time,
The fact that there's so many rematches here. I think rematches are nerve-wracking. I think they're some of the hardest matches in draft. Having to play someone a second time, whether you win or lose, it's just finding a balance of like what worked last time and bringing some surprises for the second time around. It's not easy.
Yeah, I agree.
But I will say,
the first season, you and I faced off Pokemaster, and we played in week 9, and we had to go right back at it in quarterfinals.
Right, because I ended up winning week 9, but then you came back and smacked me in week 1. So it that quick, and same thing with Anna and the
The
best.
best.
You sometimes you run a risk of revealing your best hand too early.
Because I feel like it's typically harder for the winner in the rematch. Because I could be wrong about this, but if I'm not mistaken, well, I'm gonna just say, okay, I'm not gonna say all the time. I'm gonna say a vast majority of the time. A vast majority of the time, whenever we see rematches in the BHDL, it's typically the winner of the first game that loses the second game. Not that it. I want to say it's. I want to say it's been different a few times, but I know like usually it's like, for example, you and Chris, or last season with Pokemaster and b.II, he won during the regular season, and then during playoffs, different result.
That's true.
Yeah, I feel like it's always tougher for the guy who won, because it's like, dang, because 9 times out of 10 we're going to bring the best version of the team the first time around, and now it's like, oh, I got to change it up now. Okay.
Yeah, and it's like you don't want to change it because it's like, well, this team worked, but then the loser, they're like, okay, I need to go back to the drawing board. Let me see if I can find something else. They can have a whole different strategy, and it'll be fine.
Yeah, kind of like with like going back to like Anna and the best not really. Like one thing he did in the first game was, oh, since she has intimidate, let me just bring a special Landorus. Second game in a row, you can't really do that. Or yeah, because when I think of, I want to say usually the rematch favors the winner. I mean, favors the person who lost the first time. The only time I can really think of where someone lost both times was like last season with me at Emerald. I lost to him during the regular season, played him in playoffs, and still lost.
Was that the Dashbun game?
Doxfin, yeah.
Man,
I lost to Raymond in season 3 in week 9, and then in the quarterfinals right after. Although arguably, I probably could have won that if I would have knocked off the Choppel and not belly drum for no reason. But still, I lost both times. So
yeah,
but that's not bad though. Ray is a hell of a player, and
he needs to come back already.
Once, twice, 3 times. It's very difficult. He's gonna make you earn it. And hopefully we see him back at some point, Mr. Ray. Hope you're watching this.
Oh yeah, I can assure you he's watching.
But one thing I do stand on, I feel like in general, most people are just a lot stronger in playoffs than they are in regular season, because it's like, as we know, it's like a different kind of pressure. Because it's like, at least during the regular season, it's like, oh, if I lose this one game, it may or may not impact the entire season. But then you get to playoffs, and it's like, dang, if I lose, I'm out.
Yeah, it's all on the line.
And that's the only thing that sucks about having the best record this season is, there's a lot of pressure on myself to do well, because we've done so well all season. We can't throw it away now. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Absolutely
you can,
not.
especially after you chose your opponent first.
And you know what? I was telling Brandon, man, if let's say I beat Zeus the first time we played, I was actually gonna choose DrVr.
Wow. Great insight. See, we would have never gotten that if you weren't on.
Right, I would have chosen DrVr if I beat Zeus the first time, and that's only because I like DrVr's game. He's always cooking.
He even told me if I would have made playoffs, he would have considered choosing me again. And I'm just sitting here like, I don't want to fight your new version of I don't want to fight Duchess. For those of you that don't know, Duchess is the name for his Slow King. I don't want to fight Duchess and Glaceon and friends. Like, I'm good.
Brandon as well. Brandon did cross my mind a couple times. I think around week 7 or 8, I was like, man, I think I kind of want Brandon.
Did you guys? I don't think y'all played all season, did you?
You played week 1.
Oh, y'all played week 1. I forgot.
Yeah, but this is like before. Granted, this is before I made the changes to my team. So whenever I played Pokemaster,
how could I forget the Battle of the Friends week 1?
Mana Buds and Friends.
Yeah, like you said, it's just been so long.
The fact that Brandon didn't make playoffs is crazy, because I thought Brandon was probably one of the hardest working coaches all season, man. That team went through so many changes. Mons coming in, Mons coming out, Terra changes, it was crazy, you know. And I thought Brandon was gonna have the comeback story of the season, you know what I mean? Because he had some unfortunate events that that kind of caught up to him in the end. But I really thought Brandon and DrVr they were really working hard to get that last spot, because I really thought right initially before Anna beat Arcaniner, I thought it was gonna be like Zeus, DrVr, and I thought it was gonna be but like I say, anything can happen in the BHDL.
Sure enough.
Absolutely.
And with that, then let's start breaking down these teams, y'all. So first up, we have Pokemaster versus Zeus. Now, I know Pokemon, you're probably not going to want to give too much away, but me and Brandon can kind of break down what we're looking at here. So when you look at this team, Brandon, or this matchup, what goes through your mind?
When I look at this matchup, one thing this is just what comes to my mind when at initial glance. Whoever can out offense the other person first is probably, and I mean I know that sounds like a general thing to say, but in particular in this matchup, I feel like whoever out offenses the other one first is probably going to be able to win. Because I remember from Pokemaster's first battle against Zeus, he was actually in a pretty considerable lead, but then Luxray just came in, clicked agility one time, and it was kind of just off to the races. And I feel like this time around, since Pokemaster has, and okay, I know to expect this. It's like, okay, how are you going to respond to it? And if I remember correctly, I think even the Zeus's Empoleon was applying a lot of pressure too, because it doesn't really have a bad matchup in the Pokemaster team, because Empoleon, as we know, is a pretty Pokemon, and it can also a good move pool against Pokemaster in particular. But I feel like at the same time, Pokemaster is like a really strong offensive mons in the Zeus's team. Like for example, Heracross. Zeus doesn't really have the best answer to Heracross, because nothing on this team wants to, like, Heracross between its move pool. Nothing on this team really wants to take a hit from Heracross, and then Heracross just so happens to also have a somewhat good speed tier in this matchup, because the only things that outspeed it would be Scyther, who realistically I don't see coming to this game, and same for Electrode. So Heracross is more or less going to be the fastest mon outside of like the Scarfers. And we also seen what Chris has been dealing with this Zoroark all season too. Like it's been putting a lot of pressure, and the only things really, now I will say there is an Empoleon and a Sylveon right there, but outside of those two Pokemon, Pokemaster, Zoroark looks strong, Heracross looks strong. Now which Terra captains look good into this team, I can't really tell, because to me they're both, they both have their own niches and stuff. And I feel like they both have pretty good checks for certain things as well. So I feel like Tinkaton looks strong defensively, same with Claude, but the same could also be said about Palossand, and even like Empoleon or not Skunk Tank. I'm not even thinking about you. I meant to say Sylveon. I'm sorry, Sylveon. I didn't mean to associate you with a skunk. I'm sorry. Don't get mad at me. But this is going to be a pretty interesting game. But what do you think, Emerald?
Yeah, so when I see this, I mean, here the biggest thing, I know y'all talked about this when y'all did the power rankings initially, and I discussed this because Zeus actually reached out to me for his team, and I was like, listen, brother, your speed. Look at your speed tiers, brother. He didn't have this Electrode at first. Obviously, the Electrode helps out a lot, makes him fast and everything on Pokemaster's team. But when past Scyther, there is a 20-point gap. The next fastest mon is Cleavor, and who outspeeds it? Tinkaton, Brambleghast, Rotomo, Heracross speed ties it. And then from there, Altaria is still able to be faster than Hitmon's. All these guys, even the Luxray in base form. So Pokemaster is going to have the speed advantage almost the entire match. And I think we kind of saw that a little bit the last time, because Pokemaster just kept on applying that offensive pressure. I mean, part of it was that I think the Palossand got trick the Choice Scarf or something like that. But basically, if Pokemaster is able to stay in the driver's seat just like last time, I mean, the biggest thing they're going to have to deal with is Terra Luxray, obviously. Um, that being said, though, Zeus is going to be able to go back and look through that footage and kind of play Monday morning quarterback and figure out, okay, I know that Luxray is good. How can I improve the rest of my team to be able to stand up against Pokemaster? So I think that's going to kind of be the dynamic that we should expect going into this. Like you said, this Heracross, I mean, you might think, oh, they have a Palisade, a bulky ghost type, but it's knockoff, and that's going to hurt off of a Guts boosted attack, man. And let me see, the Terra Altaria and Glaceon. I mean, Glaceon is slow, but look, it's still faster than like 4 other guys. And with Terra, it can be pretty good. But the potential for Terra Altaria, I mean, we saw what it was doing in the game the first time they played, so that's going to be scary. So, yeah, I think that's pretty much most of my ideas that I have. I don't know if, Brand, you have any other thoughts, or if Pokemaster, you wanted to say anything else without revealing too much.
Well, congratulations, Zeus, for making playoffs. It's good to see you, because ever since week 5, it was no secret to those who knew me. You were on my radar for quite some time.
He's been plotting.
But oh yeah, I've watched that when I lost to Zeus the first time. I've probably watched that video back like 3 or 4 times, like just wondering what I was thinking. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you were having a Monday morning quarterback moment yourself for sure.
But overall, win or lose, this is gonna come down to who plays better. I think Zeus is a phenomenal player. I've been playing well all season long. I need to just keep that momentum going. Like I say, man, Zeus has got a lot of hard hitters though. He's got like Cleavor, who I don't really have the greatest switch-ins. I have some temporary switch-ins, but over time it does wear down. Sylveon, very, very threatening. It could be offensive. It could be wish baton pass into like Empoleon. Very, very threatening. I've had him on top before, so I know him on top is very, very consistent at what it does. It's decently hard. A very, very reliable spinner. So I really do like Zeus's team a lot and the way he's been able to pilot it. So very, very impressed. Outside of that, yeah, it's just gonna be a great battle on Sunday. I'm actually very, very hyped. I'm actually smiling right now as we give this analysis because yeah, man, BHDL playoffs is my favorite time of the year, and this is the closest I've ever been to the trophy. You know what I mean? I've always made it to quarters, but I never had the momentum or the best team to carry me further than the quarterfinals. So this is the closest I've ever been. I have the team, I got the record, I got the confidence. I just need to win. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So
yeah. And speaking of the team, I'm gonna ask Emerald this because you weren't there for the power rankings. I just want Emerald's opinion at this point. Yeah. I remember when we ranked Zeus's team at the beginning of the season, we put it in C tier.
I thought, I think Scorp wanted to put it in D tier, but I think y'all brought him up to C tier or something.
Scorp is crazy. That's one thing I like about Scorp, his honesty.
He's honest, bro. He's gonna let you know, but he's also gonna help you try to improve it after too.
Absolutely.
I mean, looking at the team now, though, do I still think it's a C or a D?
Definitely not. No. I mean, the Scyther and the Electro definitely brought it up a little bit.
I
think probably B tier.
Yeah, I would put this like high B, low A after playing it and seeing Zeus work these Pokemon. Like, I think he's done a phenomenal job, but I think it's definitely high in the rankings. I'd definitely put it like, yeah, probably low A.
Because here's the thing, he's got such a, like, you look at his draft, like top 3 Mons are like 18, 16 points. Like, he's got a lot of very good Pokemon, like Empoleon, Kleavor, Sylveon, excellent, great. But, you know, they're all not very fast, you know, and so when you have that, and like most of your other Mons are around 70 or below, or not even above 90, then, you know, that just kind of holds you back a little bit. It makes it harder to team build. It makes it easier to counter team, honestly. That's just my thought, though.
No, that's true, because this, you know, in draft, speed is king. Actually, in Pokemon, you know, speed is king, but you know, it's you definitely want to try and get those speed tiers where you need them to be, because it's gonna make your prep each week a lot easier, because you don't have to, you know, run odd scarfers and things like that.
Which, as we know, nobody likes to do that.
You know, so, but yeah, overall, man, props to Zeus, dude. Like,
Yeah.
If I don't want to lose, but I don't mind losing, you know. But we're gonna go out and we're gonna come out here swinging, you know, and that's the goal.
There we go.
Absolutely.
All right. So with that, then let's get into our next. I know we kind of went through this a bit faster, just because, you know, Pokemaster probably doesn't want to reveal as much, but I think we can break down these other matchups a lot more in depth. We got Lazyboi versus Kingbura. Oh.
One thing I wanted to say, because I know we typically do this, and so I thought I'd be the one to ask the question. Well, we're not going to ask Pokemaster, of course, but in regards to the Zeus matchup, who are you favoring to win the matchup?
Oh yeah, I guess we never did say that. I mean, I gotta go for Pokemaster. I'm sorry, Zeus, but he's just got the speed and the power, and I just feel like it might be too much. I mean, obviously we could see another Luxray upset, but just metagaming here, I feel like Pokemaster is not gonna let that happen again. So, you know, yeah, fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on you, or however it goes.
But yeah, I feel the same way. I feel like I feel like I got to get the edge to Pokemaster as well, because I'm not saying Zeus can't win, but I'd be very shocked if Pokemaster got Luxray twice. I would be very shocked. I don't like. Yeah.
Literally,
yeah,
because
man.
it's an electric type.
If I get Luxray the second time, I would not know what to say. I wouldn't know what to think. I wouldn't know how to feel. Right there would be.
If I see it, bro, if I see Luxray on this dang thumbnail when you upload, I'm like, oh dang it, no, he got Luxray.
I will purposely not put Luxray in the thumbnail. I will purposely not do it, even if it happens. God forbid.
All right, yeah, because you know me, I legit do not look at the game results. I want to just watch the match blind. So when I saw Luxray the first, I was like, oh, I think I know what happened here.
I have to put him in the thumbnail because he had me shaking in my boots, man.
The whole time I was watching, I was like, he's playing so well. How could he possibly lose to Luxray in this position? What could possibly go wrong?
And you know, the moral of that story, of that game, just hit this thing. Just
hit
something.
This thing. Yeah. When I saw you sack off Quad, I was like, I was like, okay, I think I see where we're starting to downturn here.
Yeah, that was definitely one of my biggest mistakes, letting the Cloud go, and then not hitting this Luxray when I was supposed to hit it.
Yeah. To be fair, that you did miss it. So.
You know. So
sometimes.
yeah,
it's just Pokemon.
You know,
yeah, run accurate moves, you know.
Like, Pokemon's one of those games. It's not over till it's over.
Yeah.
So even though things look bad, you gotta stay engaged.
Yeah. So absolutely. I guess we're in agreement then, Brandon, right? We're the odds are in Pokemaster's favor.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
I hope Arceus blesses me with a win.
All right. Let's move on then. This is probably one of the more hotly contested matches, honestly. Lazyboi versus Kingbura. Two of the top coaches this season. This is a tough matchup. Pokemaster, why don't you kind of start us off with a breakdown?
Well, I think on paper, Lycan Rock looks phenomenal into this game. It just I just see rock weaknesses and close combat weaknesses. So, but there's a Hellstone there. So, I thought Lazy did a really good job though of piloting his team that first time. But this is a rematch, so the same tricks that worked the first time, yeah, they may or may not work the second time. So that is going to be something that Lazy has to try and figure out. And then I think speed and power, I think it's relatively easy, relatively even. Glade is an absolute monster because even though there's a Powdon over there, but Glade just does not care. He does not care. He will. Some Glades can two-shot hit Powdon, especially if certain things are in place. What else here? Meowstic this time around isn't a Terra Captain, so it's not gonna be able to do what it did last time. So that's another thing that's different about this second time around. Lazy now has an Arbok going into this match. So now does Arbok look cute here? I don't think so, because it's a Hippo and a Lycan Rock, but you never know. You never know. Intimidate is still a good ability. Orthworm, very defensive, very offensive. I think Orthworm could be a solid piece here. Could be, for Hippo, for Lycan Rock, to a degree. Let's see here. I'm not the biggest fan of Cryogonal. I just don't know what it is about Cryogonal. I think
that's crazy.
I think it's fast. I think the special defense is cool, but I don't know, man. There's something about Cryogonal. I don't know what it is. You drafted, it has to Terra. Maybe it's the moves. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, a big part of it is its lack of coverage.
and lack of setup outside of rapid spin.
If I had Cryogonal, I don't think I'd be the most confident with it.
I mean, listen, it's not there to set up. It's there to come in as a levitator and remove the hazards. And if you need to, haze.
Kingbura is an amazing player. Lazyboi has proven to be one of the better coaches this season. But I do think rematches are a whole different ballgame, because the things that worked the first time, it's just harder, it's just harder. We're gonna be more aware, more alert. So yeah, but overall though, I do like the character. I think Captain's amazing. Kingbura has done an amazing job of putting Captain to work all season long. Yeah, I just on paper, it's kind of hard for me to see who has the edge here, but what do you guys think?
Well, I think. All right, so when I initially look at the matchup, what stands out to me is Kingbura. As we can tell, he has a stand team, but I feel like his team, where it might struggle slightly, is the fact that Lazy has a Volcanion who, since you do have a stand team, nothing on this team really wants to switch into Volcanion at all. Because even Primarina, it's like, okay, you can switch in, but we've seen, but Volcanion also gets, if I'm not mistaken, it gets Sludge Bomb, right?
Yeah, it does.
Sludge Bomb. I think it does. So it's like, okay, Primarina doesn't really switch into Volcanion. Not to mention Primarina also doesn't hit Volcanion back with anything outside of maybe Energy Ball, which, okay, Volcanion is neutral to because of its fire typing.
Yeah, it's gonna eat
and then
up.
Also, as I was talking about earlier, when I was talking about how Florigist is a really good, it's one of those mons, once you get rid of all the physical attackers, you can't really beat it with your special attackers. Lazy has Orthworm, who, once you get rid of all the special attackers, none of the physical attackers are really going to beat it, because you look at Burra's physical attackers, none of them at least on paper, look like they could beat Orthworm in a 1v1, like Hippowdon. You don't really get, well, because of Earth Eater, you're not really beating Orthworm. Cobalion gets body pressed, but at the same time, Orthworm's defense is like through the roof, so good luck muscling your way through that as well. And then it's also like the Lichen Rock. I thought like you can use CC, but now you're just guaranteed to die to whatever Orthworm wants to go to. You guys get the idea. Like nothing really wants to deal with Orthworm that's on the physical side, and on the special side, most of his special attackers, from what I can tell, really struggle with, well, Volcanion. Well, let's put Flores to the side. Most of these special attackers struggle with Volcanion in particular. Now, it is going to come down to Lazy positioning these two properly. But I feel like Burra is going to have a time trying to break through that core. And then you still have to deal with the offense. Like, for example, I feel like Crocodile, outside of, honestly,
Crocodile
just the
looks
Hippowdon,
amazing.
has a pretty good matchup into most of the team.
Like 4 ground weaknesses.
Yeah. And then now Lazy's been running Intimidate a lot. I have to say that. But if this is the game he decides, oh, let me run Moxie. If this freaking Crocodile kills one thing, I feel like he easily just, like, I'm not gonna say easily because there is a Hippowdon right there. If I'm not mistaken, Hippowdon
And
does get like
Cryogonal and a Drifblim.
Yeah, but even then,
Even then, if you can run knockoff.
But even then, Cryogonal, from what I can remember, its defense, like its physical defense, isn't
Oh,
the
its
best.
defense is garbage. That's what I'm saying. If you can, I'm just saying they can't necessarily lock into EQ and just sweep immediately. Like they have to
Oh
weaken it
yeah,
or
for
like
sure.
switch moves if they have to.
Like
You
I feel like Lazy just has like to me, I feel like he just has the stronger team into this matchup, but I still can see how King Burra can win because like Emerald just said, like, for example, Crocodile can't just sweep. Like it ain't like you can go in turn 1 and just sweep, for example, but it is just one of those things. Like late game, that thing just looks so scary if he gets King Burra's team to like a particular point, and then it's just like other things he has going for himself. But I do see like some things Burra has going for him. But I definitely think Lazy has like a really strong team in this matchup. But what do you think, Emerald?
Yeah, I don't know why I haven't ever I've never seen the speed tiers like this format. So, like, cause in my head, like, I don't usually picture King Burra as having that fast of a team. Cause usually when I picture King Burra's team, I picture Hippowdon, I picture Primarina, and because of that recent Owl battle, I picture Cacturn and like Drifblim. But then I forget, oh wait a minute, they have Salazzle, obviously they have Lycanroc with Sandrush, but like Cobalion, 108 speed, Cryogonal, 105, Electivire 95, like all these mons are faster than everything Crocodile and below. So, I mean, Kingbura does have a slight speed advantage in that sense. I mean, obviously Talonflame outspeeds the entire team, but there's such a big gap between that and Meowstic. Um, and then, I mean, you go down, the next fastest mon after Crook is Gallade, 80, which, I think Drifloon speed ties with right there. So they do have that going for them. That being said, I mean, Lazyboi, this incredible core of just like the Florages with the Orthworm combined with Houndstone and like defensive Talonflame. I mean, even Volcanion is super bulky. Man, I used to love in Gen 8 just running max HP Assault Vest or even Specs. And you cannot kill this thing in one hit. I mean, unless you're like Banded, Stone Edge, Lycanroc, or something like that. And so I just fail to see how King Burra. Well, they do have Electivire. I take it back. But of course, then what do? They just switch in the Crocodile, and if it's defensive with Intimidate, like Lazyboi has just this incredible team of like bulky defensive Pokemon, but his bulky defensive Mons, like the Crocodile and even sometimes like the Talonflame and Volcanion. I mean, they're not the fastest Mons, but they're also not the slowest. It's not like Hippowdon over there with 47 base speed. So this bulky offense team that Lazyboi has created is probably one of the best teams I've noticed in the BHDL this season. So I think with all that, and of course they've got this Terra Alolan Exeggutor, which can even do like some Trick Room shenanigans potentially. I mean, it outslows even the Hippowdon. So They could
True,
do that as well. Drop some Dracos if you get rid of the Primarina, you know. And even who cares if they've sent in Primarina? You have Giga Drain, you have Leaf Storm. What am I saying? So
the fact that
a lot of good stuff.
Lower than Hippo,
it's
crazy.
I ain't gonna lie, that's impressive in its own way.
Yeah.
Like Hippo, it doesn't look fast at all.
No. Now, before I just hand the win over to Lazyboi here, I gotta give my boy Kingbura his own his moment because this man is powerful. I mean, he beat me. I was sick, but I've known that for a long time that this man is incredibly powerful. And if we take a look at like the Cobalion, that's kind of your way of dealing with like the Florages. It's faster than the Crocodile, and it can do a lot of damage. I mean, they don't even have to run defensive. I assume this thing gets close combat, surely. So, you know, they could run some type of offensive set. They've got Drifblim, which can be like a unburdened sweeper type of thing with a calm mindset. Strength Sap is a busted move. Incredible move that Drifblim has that I've used myself. And of course, Lycanroc can obviously be Sand Rush and SD. And yeah, I feel like with an SD Life Orb, I don't know if that will be able to kill Houndstone with Crunch, but you know that's another potential win con I can see for him. So Kingbura is not without win cons. They're definitely in a position where if they play it well, they can win it. I just think that Lazyboi has a bit of an advantage here.
Right, Volcanion gives Lazy a nice advantage. It just goes so hard into like half of the team with fire and water and all the extra coverage it gets. It's very nice, you know. So if you can find a way to
yeah, I'm not even sure if we brought the. I mean, the sharpness boosted Glade. I mean, wasn't that what actually like swept him the first time?
Yeah, I forgot if it was like Scarfed or not. I forgot what it was.
Yeah, it's generally been Scarf. Yeah, and I think that game it was.
But Glade is just incredibly hitting.
That thing's coverage, especially in this matchup, is just insane because you get like, you know, he has the Leaf Blade, which can go really good into the team, and then you also have like Sacred Sword, Night Slash.
Oh,
like,
yeah, Night Slash. Who needs knockup when you have sharpness boosted Night Slash?
So yeah, it's like, bro, just those three moves alone, kind of just answers the whole team. It's just the fact. The only thing holding Glade back, as Emerald pointed out earlier, is just that speed tier. Like, he doesn't have the best speed tier into the team.
It's forced to run Scarf, and you're forced to lock into a move. But, I mean, he played it well. I mean, in an in-game scenario, if you can lock into a move, I mean, you clinch it.
You know, sharpness was the ability Glade was missing, because Gardevoir was always outshining him.
Yeah, honestly. Yeah. It'd be crazy if they gave Mega Glade sharpness.
Wait, what's the
Put that maneuvers. It's inner focus, I think.
That's what they did to Mega Glade? That's crazy.
Yeah, I know. They did him dirty, man. I mean, obviously they helped him a little bit because it's immune to Intimidate, but...
Okay. That's something.
It's something. I mean, it's probably a lot better in VGC.
You know, because... Yeah, hopefully they buff Mega Glade. But honestly, though, inner focus on a Mega Glade is not that bad.
It's not bad. It's just like sharpness. Sharpness would make it Ubers.
Oh, yeah. So, and there is and stuff like that running around. Yeah, inner focus probably isn't the worst thing.
Yeah. All right. So, is there any other thoughts? Are we all in agreement that Lazyboi has the upper hand?
I think Lazy has a slight edge here, and I'm going to say because of the Volcanion.
Yeah. I say the same thing. Albeit to me, it's because of Volcanion, but also because of Orthworm. Because I just feel like outside of Salazzle, and I can't remember if Cryogonal has Terra. Actually, you don't have Terra. I just played you. You don't have Terra Fire as an option. So yeah, outside of Cryogonal. Not Cryogonal, but Salazzle, he doesn't really bust through Orthworm easiest
Primarina with like Liquid Voice, Hyper Voice. I mean, that thing is like 126 special attack. I mean, That thing hits hard. It's not gonna OHKO it, but I feel like it definitely 2KO it if it runs like specs. Break through any official subsets.
And see, I'm not downplaying Primarina. I do think it would actually handle Orthworm pretty readily. But it's just the fact that Lazy also has Volcanion and
Oh
Fortis
yeah,
right
the
there.
frickin' Volcanion. Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying, bro. He's got this
Like,
excellent core, like defensive core. Like all these 6 Mons at the top, like they do good defensively, but they also are good offensively as well. You know what I mean?
yeah. So Burra, like, I feel I'm like, to me, I feel like Lazy has the upper hand. But for like Burra, for him to win this, it's just gonna be like a matter of positioning. If he can
Yeah,
outposition
positioning
Lazy,
and team building and surprises. It's kind of like, you know, the classic like Skort versus Raymond. It's like whoever can out prep the other person.
absolutely.
Oh
Well,
yeah, man. This weekend is gonna be
Sunday. They're all happening Sunday.
yeah, all you cowards wanted to wait until Sunday to play.
You
Yeah,
know, we got
That's fine because
everyone.
then the recap will for once actually be ahead of the game. All right.
Nice.
Now we have Cody versus Anastasia next. Once again, another rematch. I can start us off. So if we look at the teams here, we got this Gudra Hisui that was the #1 overall pick. That looks pretty solid. I mean, like Hatterene, Frostlass, can't do too much. The biggest thing that's going to be able to do some damage is this Breloom, this powerful Breloom. Love that mon. We've got the Fezidipity that can switch around and spread Toxic Chain potentially to everything except the Muck, unless it's arrows. Milotic has been an absolute unit all season with the Marvel Scale and being able to flip turn and then out, recover up. Espeon could stop any potential like hazards or any shenanigans they try to pull. This Terra Pyroar has honestly been doing a lot more than I thought it would. Pretty strong special attacker that has a good, decent speed tier into a majority of their team. The only thing is obviously Mach Punch. Breloom gotta watch out for that. But they've got their own Mach Puncher in young Palmon over here, and Terra is suing Avalon. I feel like this has gotten most of the Terras. Like I haven't really seen the Pyro Terra. It's usually been this guy, which is fair because it kind of needs the Terra to make use of it. But this Gligar has been made of use of a lot. And I was surprised when they ran that Scarf set, man. That caught me off guard. It was great. Meanwhile, Anna over here, of course, has her excellent regen core with the Muck and the Hatterene that can also Magic Bounce. We got Magic Bounce users, we got Mach Punch users. The Umbreon can wish stuff around. Dunsparce, super annoying. It can freaking set up rocks and just be annoying. And the Muck has been on the kill leader board for a while now, and with Terra, especially for like a curse set, this thing can go insane. So, to me, Anna's team is much more like a team you kind of just have to break through. And I will say, I mean, Cody, I mean, his team is also kind of one of those teams you need to break through. I think that his biggest mon here is going to be this Palmon. I mean, if you look at it, like Alomomola, Thundurus, what else? It's super effective with the fighting into Cyclizar and Umbreon. And with the Mach Punch, you can pick off weakened Pokemon. So, yeah, it's kind of what I'm seeing. What are y'all seeing?
Well, yeah, I think both of these teams are extremely fat in their own right. I think this matchup is gonna be very, very, very solid because this is playoff Anna we're talking about here. So Cody did beat her the first time, but we've seen Anna do well in these playoffs.
She comes alive in playoffs.
So this is gonna be a very hard game, you know, this time around. Now, I was saying it wasn't hard the first time, but this is gonna be a different Anna versus we're gonna get this season, this playoff. So, but other than that, I think Anna's team is slightly faster with the Cyclizar and the Tornadus. Frostlass is a little faster than Pyroar. So I
Kind
think
of
speed
drops
does
off
favor.
after Torracat though, while Cody stays
Right.
a little more consistent. But yeah.
I think I love Terra Muck and Terra Dunsparce. Y'all already know I do not think highly of Dunsparce at all. But Terra Pyroar, Terra Avalite, I think, phenomenal Terra captains. I would be really shocked to see Dunsparce going for it.
Yeah, but I didn't mention. I forgot to mention this Torracat. This Torracat has actually been pulling its weight with Intimidate and Parting Shot, man. Like,
I've been a fan.
it's better than you think.
Yeah, Torracat. If I ever need a fire type and I'm low on points, Torracat.
I mean, 90 base speed, bro. Like, it does not look like. I guess it does kind of look like for a mid Evo. I mean, 90 base speed. That's really good.
And then with an Eevee on, he's kind of nice. U-turn, and
nice.
It's kind of nice. Torracat.
They kind of did him dirty when he evolves though, because you go from 90 to like I want to say Incineroar's in the 60s in regards to speed, which dang, bro, they did him dirty. But hey,
Okay, we'll hang on though. They didn't do him too dirty because they also gave him Fake Out and Parting Shot and Knockoff, and the best Pokemon in VGC of all time, or at least in this generation and last generation.
Right, because I don't remember if Incineroar always had knockoff. Like, I remember in Gen 7, it had, I remember running Darkest Lariat a lot. I wasn't sure that because he didn't have knockoff.
I think it was the move tutors and Usum that gave it to him.
Okay.
And also, just an aesthetic thing. Like, people probably would prefer to see Darkest Lariats and Animation as opposed to knockoff.
Yeah, T-posing and spinning around.
Aura farming, that's what I like to call it.
Yeah, he was aura farmer before it caught on.
But it's just interesting. This time around, Cody doesn't have his Go-Goat, which was putting in work in the first game. So it's like he has to readjust now. But that could more so be in his favor because it's like, okay, if he still had Go-Goat, then Anna would know, all right, let me... Because I think what happened in the first game, she didn't account... Well, she didn't think... Well, I think she accounted for Go-Goat, but she didn't respect Go-Goat, which allowed Go-Goat to, do Go-Goat things. But I feel like this kind of helps Cody, though, because it's like, okay, since you don't have the thing that won you the game the first time, that means you have to come with a different way to win the game. So it's like, whatever the win con is going to be on his side for prep, it's not going to be something that Anna's going to be familiar with. But at the same time, this is playoff Anna we're talking about. So, this could be it's going to be very interesting. I think one of y'all pointed it out earlier, though. I feel like the Mon on Cody's side that's going to be applying the most pressure is probably going to be this Palmont.
Yep.
But at the same time, I feel like on Anna's side, what she has going for her is going to be this, honestly, this Breloom.
This Breloom, bro. Yes, sir.
Outside of Pheasantipity, bro, nothing wants to switch into Breloom.
Nothing.
And even then, Pheasantipity can only... I've used Pheasantipity enough time to know, your defensive stat, it really shows how bad it is sometimes, but at the same time, dang, it's crazy.
Listen, Brandon knows firsthand the power of Technician Bulldoze against one of the, what are these dudes called?
Yeah.
The Loyal Trio. It's powerful.
Yeah. Breloom looks so freaking good in this game.
130 base attack, man.
And then between their Terra captains, well, I do think Pyroar has potential, but it has its hurdles as well. Because let's be real, most Pyroars we see are usually choice locked. And you can't just lock into the Hyper Voice because of what do you call this thing? The Frost Blast. But you also can't just lock into Fire because of Alola Mola, because why is this? I'll never understand why they made Alola, and I realized not so much that her defenses are high as much as that HP status just through the
Yeah,
roof.
the
Like why they give
HP,
this thing
yeah.
165? Like she does not need all that. As Chris would say, who is she running from? She does not need all that.
Yeah.
But
That's
I feel like
exactly
whoever can. What were you going to say?
165 defense is absolutely
HP.
insane. Like, oh, that's for
Alola
I
Mola.
know Alpha defense. Oh, Mola. I thought we were talking about Avila because I know
Oh
Avila.
no, Alola.
Isn't it
It's
Avalugg
her
like
HP.
close to 200 or 180 or something? I don't know. Let me see.
Yeah, I think it's 180. Like that thing is like that's like it's up there, man.
Yeah.
But at the same
What?
time,
Oh,
and
she
it,
really
like
did in 65 HP. That's crazy.
Yeah.
because I could be wrong, but I want to say that Avalugg, despite being 4 times weak to Breloom, can
184
probably
more.
live. Like if you don't tear it, I'm pretty sure it can live one fighting move from Breloom.
Well, it has sturdy, so it's gonna live one either way.
Yeah, it does get that ability, doesn't it? But yeah, I can't remember which one of y'all said it, but I feel like it's definitely gonna come down to who can break through the other team first.
Yeah, I think this is
Because
gonna be a chess match, man.
Well, the thing about Alamola is if you don't have a direct way to hit it, this thing is never gonna die. So and
They got
yeah,
Palmon. They got Palmon and Serena. I think they'll
no,
be.
so we don't.
but the issue with
The
those
issue
two,
is, of
though,
course, they've got such great. Both of them have excellent switch-ins for the other person's thing, and it's just gonna be a matter of, like y'all said, positioning and just being able to figure out like predicting and getting damaged and breaking through. And obviously, I think Anna has a bit of an upper hand in that because of her region core and her Wishmons.
and because like Alola Mola is definitely, and hey, listen, this might be a hot take, but I genuinely feel like Alola Mola is hands down the best wish passer in this
Yes,
generation
hence why
because
I continue to stand by voting for it to be worth slightly more than what it was going to be originally.
Man, my favorite wisher, I'm giving it to Sylveon Alamola. I'm sorry, but you don't do enough for me. I'm sorry.
the thing
Sylveon,
about Alola Mola, he gets because it does get like it gets interesting moves. Like you get
It's knockoff and
Scald.
Scald. Listen, I remember Pokegame saying two of the best moves in singles are Scald and knockoff, and this was back in like Gen 7, even after they nerfed Scald. But what's it called? And it has such limited distribution now, and the fact that you have access to both of those still, along with Wish Pass and Regenerator, is absolutely incredible.
it's crazy, but
And something
I like my walls to kind of be kind of offensive.
I
Scald is a
get
very
you.
good move on Mola because it just you can burn the target, which is nice. It does add to the damage, but I'm on that double up as a offense or be defensive. Like a Sylveon, yeah, I ain't mad at it. Or a
I mean,
Tinkaton,
I do agree.
Tinkaton.
I
and
love
not to,
Sylveon.
and let's not forget that Alola Mola also gets Mirror Coat. So like
Yes.
she has ways to deal with physical and special attackers. Now, to be fair, if you Mirror Coat on the wrong turn and someone is setting up, you know immediately, oh, I can just call mine to heaven.
Yeah,
But
I don't think Miracote's gonna come in because I mean, like they have the Espeon, but like you said, it's got Calm Mind, and everything else isn't gonna be doing that much damage. I mean, maybe the Gudra, but even then, I don't know.
absolutely.
True. I mean, it's gonna be really tough though because Gudra does look great in the matchup, but it doesn't switch into like Dazzling Gleam that well. Torin gets coverage to hit it, and Frostlass is half ice, or yeah, which Gudra is neutral, so it doesn't have the best switch-ins
Yeah,
to
like a
like
triple
have,
axle on that thing will hurt.
And just
my
like because something even Al mentioned about Gudra Hisui. Gudra Hisui is like one of its biggest flaws in particular on this team is the fact that every time you feel threatened by a fighting move, you kind of just have to switch out. So like Breloom, even Tornadus, because if I'm not mistaken, Tornadus gets I can't remember if it's Hammer Arm or Superpower, but regardless, these are hard hitting fighting type moves. And then his switching to those aren't gonna always be the best because, like, for example, you could switch Espeon in, but Espeon might not appreciate. I know Tornadus also gets Dark Pulse, so like if it's like a mix set, okay, that could be its thing. Breloom, Espeon does not want to switch into Breloom. You resist some.
No,
You
you do
resist.
not.
You resist CC, but you do
I'm gonna
not
be
want to switch
honest, I feel like
into.
you definitely get 2 KO'd by CC.
So it's like
If it's Life Orb, it might even die to CC plus Mach Punch.
it's crazy.
But yeah, man, like Breloom looks incredible. Yeah, there's no direct answer to fighting in grass whatsoever. So
I mean, they got the Fez, but like you said, they got Bulldoze coverage. It's
no,
like Breloom alone might just win this match.
it could, man, but I would like maybe try a Terra Avalug or something for Breloom. I would try. I don't know, because I don't. Other than that, who else would you want to bring in?
Maybe like
And even
defensive Serena.
yeah,
Even
that's
then, it's
true,
tough.
man. I'm not even sure how much a close combat does with like two
Probably a
shots or
lot.
not.
I know from experience she can come in once, but coming in twice is kind of out the question.
Yeah, because that's the thing is that like with, and then what do? You just you go out in your Wish Core or your Region Core, and then you just get in a position where you can get Breloom back in, and you just do the same thing all over again. Now it does make it a little bit tough to like because let's say Breloom takes down a Mon, then you send in like the Fez is faster. Like they have a lot of Mons that are faster than it can revenge kill it. The thing is, the Breloom just switches out, and like that's what Anna's team is built to do. Have the Mon come in and then be able to effectively pivot out until you have the next opportune moment.
Not to mention if, like, for example, and this could be very niche. This could be niche, but not to mention, like, let's say for example, this is like a stash Breloom or whatever, right? Even if the stash gets like not broken, but let's say it takes chip and now you don't have you're not at full health anymore. Like you just meant, like we were talking about with the Alola Mola, she can always go into a Alola Mola, for example, who is slower than Fez, can take a hit from Fez, and then you just wish pass back to the Breloom, and now Breloom's in front of Fez, and they'd be like, okay, like what's good? What's really good? I'll just bulldoze you to death. Like what's good?
Yeah.
But
Yeah, we might be giving Anna too many ideas over here.
I'm just thinking of niche situations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But man, I'm not gonna lie, out of all the games we've reviewed so far, it's just like the hardest one for me to call who I think will win.
But here's the thing, right? Cody is playing his butt off this season, but Anna, I just seen playoffs. It's a very tough call. Cody's playing with confidence because he finished, very. I think he didn't finish third this season. He finished very strong, and yeah, it's just this is a very hard matchup to call. Like Cody's on fire, but this is playoffs, so Anna does have the experience here.
Yeah, and it just sucks because I know that this is going to be an incredible game. It's just unfortunate that no one besides these two will be able to see it.
Man,
And I feel
it's
like
like
it's definitely going to come close to. I don't know how long the first game was, but I feel like it's going to be close to going to timer.
listen,
I just feel they better font out that. It's going better. Both of y'all, sheesh, hey.
I don't think they're going to, but they could. The best, not really. They should record the little feature on the Switch, the 30 seconds, and do like a highlight reel.
Oh yeah, that was cool because that gave us like everything we needed to know.
Yeah, at least the majority of it, but yeah. All right, is there any other final thoughts about this match, or like how do we want to call this one?
No, this is tough. This is very tough. I'm gonna give the edge to Anna here. I think she wants redemption. I think the playoffs is her environment. So I think this is an uphill match for Cody. This rematch. It's not gonna be as cut and dry as the first time. But anything can happen. Anything can happen.
Yeah, I think on paper, I think Anna definitely has the advantage. That being said, I think we've seen just how well Cody has been able to play all season. He kind of had a little bit of a downturn towards him. I mean, he was at one point. I thought he was going to be undefeated,
I really
but
thought that too.
he's got a very great team of offensively bulky Pokemon. The only problem is he's facing another offensively bulky team and one that might even be bulkier than his own. So it's going to be tough to try and break through that. Of course, they did do that the first time. Of course, they're missing the Mon that did it. But if they could manage to find a way to break through and his team, then anything can happen.
Because the main issue Cody's gonna have is just breaking this. Not only breaking the region core, but it's just the fact that, bro, Alola Mola, I just know from experience, those are the fattest wishes ever. Because, like, for those of y'all that aren't aware of this, whenever she passes the wish, whatever the wish is
Yeah.
getting passed to, you're getting
160. You're
200,
getting
around
165 base
250.
HP wished.
That's
You're getting 253 HP points back. That's
Yeah.
almost
Basically,
full
whatever you
HP
bring
back.
in is going back to full. Nearly.
it just goes back to full.
And
like
then it's like region, bro. That mod is so silly, bro.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. If I drafted Alamola, I don't think I'd do that great with it. She's I don't know. Well, I don't know. I had Dondozo, so yeah, I don't know. Maybe Alamola is something I can work with.
Yeah. All right. What do you think, Brandon? And what do you think the odds are?
I want. Okay. I want to give the edge to Anna on paper.
Yeah.
But I also feel like, because I know in these we typically don't take skill into account. I feel like Cody has the skill to win.
He does.
But it's like when you take, but if you don't account for skill, I feel like on paper Anna has the edge here.
Yeah. I think we can all agree on that. Yeah.
Because Cody, like Pokemaster, I feel like low tiers are like his domain. But it just depends,
Yeah, for sure. All right. With that, we got one final game to break down here, which is going to be Al versus DrVr. Why don't you start us off, Brandon?
Okay. So first of all, more so than maybe the last. Well, maybe not more so, but this just reminds me of like Anna versus Cody. Well, maybe. Well, yeah, kind of like Anna versus Cody. It's just like fat versus fat. Because like on Al's side, like the first like 6 spawns he drafted are just fat. You have the Blastoise, the Moltres, the Duraludon, who he's been putting in work with. Uxie, who he's also been, he's been using Uxie a lot. I feel
Yeah.
like he's been getting a lot of good usage out of Uxie. Deancey just never. I mean, you have base 150 defenses, if I'm not mistaken. So it's like you don't die. And then Electros, a mon that I've grown to really respect because once again, it's a mon that doesn't die. Sheesh, the thing doesn't even have any weaknesses. Like
Yep.
literally
No
not a
weakness.
single one. The only exception is if like like some SmackDown EQ shenanigans, but I don't think
Yeah, if you're a mold
DrVr has
breaker,
that. But
but
there's oh yeah,
they
mold
don't have
breaker.
any
Forgot
mold
about
breaker
that.
mons.
So it's like, which DrVr doesn't have either one of those on his team, as far as I know. So it's like, yeah, it's like you're gonna have to work to kill that thing. But at the same time, DrVr has a really his team is just, well, maybe not just as fat, but it has the potential to be really fat too because you have like the Screams Grimmsnarl with Pecharunt and Superior and Fortress. Now, granted, I don't think Fortress is going to be doing the most in this particular matchup, but Pecharunt and Superior behind screens can just be so obnoxious because we've seen with and then also DrVR has been really creative this season as well. I still
Yes,
I still remember
incredibly
like his
so.
game against Pokemaster, like that curse.
When we didn't even get a team preview or nothing, we just got straight into freaking Clodsire getting stalled.
And,
So crazy. Like, yo, if someone would have told me before that day that Pecharunt was gonna 1v1 a Clodsire, I would have been like, I
What are you
mean,
talking about?
like it's possible, I guess, but yo, that was actually pretty sick. And then it also doesn't help that a lot of his bulkiest mons, like in particular Superior and Petron, they also get reliable recovery with, Petron getting recovered and Superior getting synthesis. And I'm pretty sure everybody here, everybody watching this, has seen just how easily Superior can just snowball, because even things that resist Leaf Storm, once this thing gets like +4, +6, you might not want to switch into that anyway.
Yeah, and it's not the frailest mon. It's got half decent defenses.
Now, granted, Owl does have 2 mons that 4 times resist grass in the Moltres and the Duraludon, but it's like, well, I guess Jump Bluff as well, but Jump Bluff to the side.
+6
Moltres and
Dragon Pulse
Duraludon,
is still gonna hit hard.
very. And then let me see. And then I just realized I'm not Owl, but DrVr does have like a speed advantage as well. However, we have seen him put in work. It doesn't, if I'm not mistaken, Persian, it gets Technician and Fake Out, right?
Yes, sir.
So yeah, I know that's gonna be like, kind of obnoxious. But I feel like, just looking at the matchup, like it looks relatively even.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
I
wait,
feel like
wasn't this the game? Was this the game that Owl? Because I think they played in week 1, right? Was this the game where Jump Bluff did its thing versus the Phalanx that DrVr traded away?
I believe so.
Dang.
And now he doesn't even have the Phalanx, and I'm pretty confident that DrVr, the last thing he wants, like, even if he lose,
He doesn't want to get Jump Bluffed.
Yes, like I could lose this game, but it won't be because of Jump Bluff.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That first time. He literally used the Defiant ability against him. It just kind of just kept getting back to full because of Defiant, and it was nothing this poor thing. Yeah, man. And I think it was like acrobatics. It was crazy set. I forgot what set was, but I've never seen it that like.
I know he got 4 kills. I remember that much.
Yeah.
Brave.
But what do you guys think about the matchup, though?
Well, I think Superior has a tough-ish time here with the Swalot, the Moltres, the Duraludon. I think Superior has a very hard time here. I think both of these guys got incredible rapid spinners. I think Persian could struggle a bit. I think it does get because there's a fortress right here, so you have to decide if you're gonna be like Technician Bite for Petron, if you're gonna be like, I don't know if Persian gets any special moves to hit fortress.
I think it does, honestly. Like it's one of those Gen 1 mons. But let me check.
Let's see here. I think Flygon looks decent. I think Flygon does look pretty good here. If it gets maybe a Dragon Dance, so we could probably,
Oh yeah, it gets Thunderbolt and Power Gem, but it does not get it doesn't get Flamethrower.
No Flamethrower. So yeah, I think Persia's gonna struggle with like Petron and Fortress if he decides to bring it. Superior struggles against the Moltres, and he has a few quad resist there that he's probably gonna struggle with. Crabominable. I mean, there's a Blastoise right there, but you can Terra though. Are you Terra Electric?
I think he is. I feel like I've seen it.
Terra,
be Terra Electric.
He could probably mess that Blastoise up. So Crabominable could be a threat. Could be a threat.
Well, this Blastoise itself could be a threat. I mean, this thing could Shell Smash.
No, it's true. A Shell Smash, it does look insane here because he doesn't have a lot of mons that could take, water and the coverage of like Dark Pulse and Ice Beam.
Now, I will say, I do know from experience, Vikavolt could probably take 1 hit, assuming it's at full health. Assuming,
it's
just
full,
assuming.
yeah.
But you got to be Boots, and if you take Rock's Chip, man, you probably dead.
Oh yeah, because Al does have like, let me count 1, 2,
Oh, also
3.
Yeah, I don't know if I told you the reason why you were so shocked at why Primarina was doing so much damage was because it was in Torrent range. So if this Blastoise gets into Torrent, with a Shell Smash boost. Oof.
It was just why is everything hitting so hard?
But yeah, I get what Pokemaster means though, because there's like what 4 stealth rock setters on Al's team: Duraludon, Uxie, Deancey. I don't know if Wishcash gets rocks.
I'm pretty sure it gets
like you get
that
rocks.
and spikes.
So yeah, like dang, I never realized he had all these ways to set hazards.
He didn't. They just now gave it to. They only just now gave it to him. They're like, hey, let's give every single ground and water type stealth rocks and spikes. Swampert, Gastrodon. Oh wait, I'm not sure if Swampert gets spikes, but Gastrodon, Quagsire, Whiscash. Just give it to all of them.
Let's see. I'm trying to see the terror on this Avalugg. I think this thing's electric.
Oh, you talking about Crabominal has water, electric, water, electric, and fire.
Yeah, it could be cool. Could be cool. Kramer's also electric, so I think Kramer could also be pretty good here as well. You know, yeah. I mean, it's got ground for Duraludon. It's got water and ground for Deancey. I mean, Kramer isn't too bad. I think the combination of water and whatever terror he wants, and then like flying, it looks pretty tough to switch into.
So I do feel like Inteleon, like there's not really. I mean, yeah, there's not really a lot that wants to switch into Inteleon on this team either. Like, sure, there's Blastoise, but the thing about Blastoise, as we know, you can't recover. So that means you can only switch into Inteleon but so many times before you're finally just like, okay, this is kind of like the last time I can come in type thing. And then outside of that, like Inteleon more or less gets coverage of everything because you get Ice Beam for like neutral damage on the Duraludon. You get Dark Pulse to hit what do you call this thing? Uxie. Yeah, that thing was kind of annoying offensively to switch into for Al.
If I'm Blastoise, right, and I'm trying to deal with Inteleon, I would try to be AV. If I'm that's my choice, right? If I didn't have an Inteleon switch in, I'd probably be like AV. Or I want to be getting like, do I want to be Shell Smash? Do I want to be Assault Fetch for Inteleon? Because they both look pretty good here, you know.
Yeah, they do.
I will say one thing that DrVr has going for him is definitely. I mean, Al has a good amount of this too, but I think there's gonna be a lot, and I mean a lot, of pivoting this game because we got the double parting shot between the Pecharunt and the Grimmsnarl. U-turn Flygon, U-turn frickin' Inteleon. We got Volt Switch on Fortress and Vikavolt. I think does Cramorant get U-turn too? I can't remember, but a lot of pivoting.
And get U-turn.
And then Al has a lot of pivoting of their own. I mean, like I'm pretty sure Blastoise get Flip Turn, U-turn Moltres, U-turn Uxie, Volt Switch Electros, lots of stuff.
Oh yeah. This is another rematch. So this is different. It's definitely different. I think if I had to
does not have any pivoting moves. Interesting.
If I had to give the edge to somebody, I would probably say Al. Only because of this is playoffs, and Al is a different player in playoffs, so it's gonna be a very, very and he does have DrVr's number. DrVr is a very crafty and creative player, but this is going to be a
Al is also very crafty and creative himself.
That is very true, but I do think the changes on DrVr's side can make a difference, because I actually considered Cramorant as my own Terra captain. I think Cramorant could shine here. She could shine.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I think I'm gonna break with you. I feel like DrVr, like you said, like these changes that he's made and like the team composition that he has, like it looks pretty strong into Al. Now, of course, like you say, I mean, Al as a player, this is just based off the pure matchup. I think that DrVr actually has the matchup a little bit in his favor. I mean, not by much, because Al also has stuff like Shell Smash Blastoise and Duraludon, and even the Moltres looks incredible too. That can all put in work, but I just feel like DrVr has all of this like pivoting and parting shot and power that he can exert into Al's team, because he does have a slight speed advantage there.
No, that's
So
true.
I think DrVr might have a slight advantage. He's just got to play to it and apply enough pressure to overcome Al.
Yeah,
I feel like Al has the stronger team defensively, but then DrVr has the stronger team offensively.
Yes, agreed.
And it's just like, the matchup of what's gonna win, the shield or the sword.
Yeah. Well, they do say defense wins championships.
Absolutely.
I do think these two coaches are probably the most creative coaches out of all of us that are in playoffs.
Yeah.
Because the sets that these guys pull, like that Petron set and that Jumpluff set, like that's some next level stuff, So it's this is gonna be a very
Yeah, I mean the One Piece interludes and cut scenes from Al alone are gonna be insane.
What do we all play on Sunday?
Yeah, because all y'all count.
What? That's freaking Yeah, man. I'm excited though overall. Like, I do think this is one matchup I'm very excited to see. I'm looking forward. Actually, it's all these matchups. I wish I could see all these games. But
yeah, excited to see them all. I mean, obviously we're gonna miss Cody versus Anna, but I mean that's still 3 very hype, incredible matches. Well, you're playing in one of them, Pokemaster, so you'll have first-hand account.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, man. I really do want to play Al in the second round because I wanted to play him in the regular season, but we didn't have the schedule. But
yeah, Al let's take a look back here. So if we assume that we are correct, because we're all seeing and we're all knowing, and so we can of course see into the future. If we assume that Pokemaster wins and Al wins, and they could face off, then we have Lazyboi versus potentially Anna. That would be a hype matchup, honestly. Like I'm just basing this based off our assumptions from before. Although then again, I'm kind of leaning towards DrVr winning, honestly. But it would be very cool to see Pokemaster and Al face off, especially because we get both sides of that. But that being said, who do we have? I mean, obviously Pokemaster, you're gonna have to say that you're gonna win it all. But Brandon, who do you have to say they're gonna win it all for the BHDL Season 6?
Oh, sheesh. This is who I voted on in the daily poll, and I stand on it. I feel like Pokemaster has the best chance. Not just because of his record, but just because of the simple fact that something I said way back in the power rankings that to this day I stand on, low tiers are just like his cup of tea. Like they're like it like you're stepping into his domain once you enter low tiers. It's kind of hard to beat someone at something they're already pretty good at,
Yeah. Yeah, I also voted for Pokemaster. People are gonna be in the comments to be like, y'all are glazing Pokemaster. Why are you glazing him so hard? I'm sorry. Listen, he was the overall one in the standings and he was available for recording this. Also, he's been in all 6 seasons, so if it's not Pokemaster though, I think my money's on Lazyboi.
As an underdog sleeper, and he's a good friend of mine. But if it's not me winning,
I know the daily polls, a lot of people had money on Kingbura, and I can understand. I mean, last season, like coming within 1 HP of beating Raymond, and having the season that he was definitely like the heir apparent kind of. So that'll be interesting. He has to get through Lazyboi first, though. I know he can do it though. That's why I say like legit. Anything can happen here, y'all. Like nothing is set in stone. These matches could go either way easily.
Because I could even see.
I really thought. I remember Beardo had asked me who do I think is gonna win. I thought Al was had a really good chance of winning before the season even started. I was like, I think Al this could be his season, right? But I didn't expect
he doesn't have
myself
Scorp to stand in his way.
Right, and that's why I picked him to win it in the beginning, because he did go toe to toe with Scorp in the was it the semis? Was it the quarters?
Quarters.
It was
I
the
don't.
semi. I think it was
Oh, it
the
was the
wait. Was it the
semis in
semi?
season 4?
Wait,
Was
no, no,
it?
no, no. I think it was the
I feel like it was quarters
quarter.
both time because I feel like he's been complaining that he's lost to Scorpion quarters twice in a row.
In the last season, it was with the goddamn the whole Zama's Dentist shenanigan. Yeah, I think it was in the quarters.
Yeah.
Right, Scorp broke character last season.
Each,
He was.
I would have broken character too. When that
I've
happened, I
never.
was like, please, Scorp, please don't lose to this. For the love of God.
It was
I'm not
bite.
gonna lie.
It was.
I
It
could
was.
also see a world where DrVr wins.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
mean, I just said, like, I think he has the matchup on paper. Like, I could definitely see a world where, especially because we got to keep like the mindset too, because all these are rematches, right? So the people that lost, obviously, we said they have the advantage, but they also have like a different mindset. Like they have that what's it called? The motivation. They've got the motivation going after them to come back and get their run back, get their win. Like look at Pokemaster versus Zeus. He's been waiting weeks for this thing. Um, so I think he's been holding on to this since the first week of the BHDL. So I think DrVr is definitely going to be coming in with a chip on his shoulder and is going to be going all out against Al.
No, I've been loving DVR's game lately. He has been fighting hard, right? I remember he was like 10th, or and
Yeah, I mean we saw he was 4-1 at the start of week 6.
and to see him in playoffs, bro, I'm really proud, man. Like
Yeah, I'm
that's why
happy for him because he just
I like to
barely
see
missed out on it last season.
I like to see hungry competitors, man, and he's been hungry. He's been fighting hard, and it paid off. And that right there could get him the win over Alice, the determination.
Yep.
And but Al, he's seasoned, so we'll have to see how this game plays out. But I wouldn't be surprised if DrVr takes it here. But I am gonna go with Al here, and we'll see how Arceus provides the winner.
We'll see.
Absolutely.
All right, and just for the record, I'm gonna put the favor towards DrVr. What are you saying, Brandon?
I feel the same way because mainly because for one, I'm just a firm believer that when it comes to matchups, 9 times out of 10, you're probably better off betting on the person that lost the first time because it's a lot easier for them to adjust, I feel like.
Yeah.
But then also I just feel like after DrVr made the changes that he made, uh, um if he does lose, it's not gonna be as a jump.
Yeah.
I can almost
That's
guarantee.
true. Man, I feel
Yeah.
bad. I feel like I got a bad
But
feeling that Cody is gonna be in the same position as the best not really in season 3, where like a hot season, like even hotter than the best not really had a thing. Although I think he was like around the same, it was like top 4 or something like that. But man, if he
Impressive.
loses to playoffs, Anna, that's gonna be tough because at one point he was top of the leaderboard.
You know,
because you
you know, uh, this is gonna be a wild weekend, and anything can happen in the BHTL. I really don't know what to say about this DrVR Al game, but I think Al's the edge, man. I think he's got the edge.
We'll see. Well, tune in Sunday, and then listen, y'all. If you're watching this when it comes out, I should have this up Friday, and then tomorrow, Scorp and I will have the final recap for the regular season, and then it's playoffs time, baby. And then just wait, like eventually, once all the finals happen, everything in a few weeks in the BHDL, we'll be right around the corner for Legends ZA. So with that, thank you so much to Brandon and Pokemaster for sticking around for this marathon recording session. Any other final thoughts?
Uh,
The best man or woman win. That's all I gotta say about that one.
And I couldn't have said me any better than that. It's like I said, this is gonna be a crazy weekend. We got some strong opponents here, some really big matches here. This is the closest I've ever been to the trophy, so I'm very excited. I'm very excited.
All right. Good luck to you out there, Pokemaster. We hope to
And
see
one
you in the semifinals. So only 4 people can move on to semis, and we will find out who that's going to be in just a few days.
And I'm hoping I
and
can play on the second round. You know what I mean? It's call it a dream match. You know what I mean?
Have you guys ever played?
I played him. Actually, it's a funny thing, right? I played Al twice, and I lost to him both times.
Wow.
So
Okay, I see why you want him now.
yeah, it's
and one
he's been on
and
my
one
TC.
thing I do like about oh my bad.
Nah, you good, B. Go ahead.
And I was gonna say one thing I do like about who we have in playoffs though, statistically speaking, there's an 87% chance we're gonna have a never before champion this season, and that's always an exciting thing to look forward to.
Yeah, that's what I like to. Well, not only that, I mean, like we've got a bunch of people that this is their first ever playoffs, and even then, like it's pretty much guaranteed that for almost everybody here that it'll be their first time in the semis as well. So it's gonna be hype.
Bro, I've never made the semi. That's why.
After
This is
5
this is why.
seasons, it's right within Pokemaster's griefs. He's finally gonna escape the quarterfinals curse. If he could just
I've
get past his
never
Luxray.
like in other leagues, I can make it out of quarters, right? But in this BHDL, I've never made it out of quarters. You know what I mean? This is if I can make it out of quarters, man, I really do like my chances. But it's been a curse so far. So hopefully Sunday we can break that.
All right.
Absolutely.
With that, like I said, be sure to tune in for the recap and then check out the other coaches. Check out Pokemaster for his battle on Sunday. And then check out the other match as well. And we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.
Peace.